What's up? What's up? Thank you, man. Man, as I'm listening to it, I thought it sounded kind of shitty, but I'm just picky, I guess. What's up, Phantom67? Thanks for the sub right before I went live there a little bit before. How you doing tonight, buddy? Thanks for the sub. Thank you. I'm just fingers crossed. I was like, man, that video popped into my head when we were talking about Scary Movie the other night. I was at work and the video, I don't know, I just got a weird ass fucking memory, but the video to that song popped into my head because it's kind of like a scary themed music video, and I'm like, man, that'd be a really cool fucking song to start the show off with. So I went ahead and made it custom, and then I don't know, fingers crossed I can continue to play it. We'll see what YouTube says. What you eating, Phantom? I just had some cheddar cheese. Oh my god, I forgot what them chips are called. In the can. The tall can. Fuck. No, they're not Pringles. What the fuck are... You know, the tall can? Oh my god, I can't... I'm about to go downstairs and get my garbage and... They're Pringles, right? The tall can? Oh my god. Yeah, that's all I had for supper. 7 people in here, what's up? Say what's up. This is, I don't know. I was all over the place today. I was like, last night, I was like, nah, I'm not going to stream. Then I woke up this morning, I'm like, yeah, I want to stream. Then I was like, yeah, I want to talk about this and that. And just sorry about all the changes. I was really hoping to watch Justice Served Daily stream tonight. I kind of bumped mine back a little bit. But I figured I'd get on. We'll get the link sent out here in a second. And so really, it's just whatever. We'll just call it free for all. Free for all Friday. If you want to talk about something, we can talk about it. Whatever case, whatever topic, whatever. Tomorrow night, though. Tomorrow night's just reserved for Bigfoot, UFOs, ghost stories. Oh, and I got this. Tomorrow night we're gonna play some clips. I don't know if anybody remembers this show. The show called Fact or Fiction. I think it was on Spike TV about 15 years ago, I think. It was called Fact or Fiction. Beyond Belief. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you gotta look it up because that shit is awesome. It's a good show to binge. You want to talk about feelings? You know, I had this picture I was gonna put up as my little intro, you know, little slide thing that I'm kind of doing on my own or whatever, just to kind of make it a little different from everybody else's shit. You know, instead of just the one screen and then you got the timer countdown. And I was like, you know what? I got all these little backgrounds. Why don't I just flip them like it's the beginning of a damn show? Be a little different than everybody else. So, speaking of, if anybody has anything they'd like to have promoted, just let me know and we can come up with a screen. And I can always throw a little promotion in there before my show. A little 5-second screenshot for whatever. Not feelings, no. She must be in a bad mood. I'm sorry, Cherry. Send in a prayer for you. Mwah. Yeah, bro, that show was fun because yes, yeah, and some of them are like so crazy. You're like, nah, that ain't true. And then you get to the end of the show and be like, son of a bitch, this shit's true. And some of them you'd be like, wow, that's crazy. And then you'd find out it's a bunch of BS. So yeah, thanks again, Phantom, for the sub right away before I went live, man. Appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please hit the like button because, you know, that's the main thing that helps. And I got my links situated here, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up allegedly's. Hey, dude, I couldn't make you a mod for some reason. I couldn't make you a mod for some reason. I threw your URL and I put the allegedly 13. Let me, you know what? Let me try it one more time. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna go to little clicky click. Oh no, I need to go to the studio. That's right. YouTube Studio. Settings. Community. And we're gonna try this. Paste. Still not working, man. I don't know what's up with that. Did this? Man, this is not working either. Did that? I don't know how. I got ATS and Justice Serve Daily as moderators. And if ATS is in the stream, I'd like to thank you for making me a moderator this morning. Yeah, man, I don't know. How do people make you a mod, man? Because I put it in there and it doesn't come up as an option for some reason. So let's see. Let me go ahead and throw out that link. I just Googled it. Yeah, man. Started it. Okay. I haven't tried to do this sort of thing yet. There's the link. Anybody wants to join? And yeah, I don't know, man. I'll try. I don't know what's up with it. Maybe you just need to like change your name or something, like allegedly notorious or some shit, you know? Maybe then it'll pop up or something. I don't know, man. What's up with that? What's up with that, man?
No idea, brother, but what up?
Why are you so mysterious? Why are you so mysterious? What's going on?
It's fickle. It's all fickle.
Something's up. What's up, man? How was your day?
Well, I was doing all the, video clips. I just started screen recording and screen grabbing a bunch of stuff on the UFO topic that I was telling you about, because I figured, hey, you know what? I'll just send it to him. Hold on. Screen recording. All right. So I said I'll just send him a whole bunch of clips plus the actual original video. And as I started doing it, of course, my boss is like, hey, we're having a Zoom meeting for the entire department. Then we get in there and they're like, hi, everybody. So what's up? And I'm like, dude, seriously? And they're like, well, we're really sorry that we couldn't give you today off. And I'm like, dude, you have holidays for imaginary mythological creatures that everybody gets off nationally, but us veterans have to sit there and work. And the majority of the people that never served took the day off. Come on. It's ridiculous.
What, are you making a new video?
No, I was pulling this stuff for tomorrow night. The UFO.
Oh, I thought you said you were doing like Avatar shit or something.
Oh no! I was getting ready to send you a whole bunch of stuff, and I started taking some screen grabs, and that's when they started wanting to do
screen grabs. I got you. Okay.
I was just like, I'm leaving an hour and a half early. Fuck this shit. And then
you left early again.
And when I woke up, I'm like, what the? Oh, that post about the girl that's missing? She's dead. They found her. You know that one that I put up today about Trinity, and you commented on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's passed. They found her.
Oh. No way.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it.
I know. I said it was new. I was gonna dig up information, reach out to her aunt, and then I wake up. First thing I see, she's passed, and I'm like, no. It was like a couple of days, dude, or something.
Oh, really?
Remember, it was a girl that's out the Nevada one I posted, Trinity, or not, maybe it was Nevada, I forget what it is. She's near Truckee. That's why everybody started gaining traction on it, because they're like, oh no, here we go, another Truckee teen missing. 16 years old, too.
That's, man.
Yeah, but she went out when it was like freezing or something, so.
Oh, really? Is that the one on Halloween? The one
I'm
that
not
took
sure
place
what
on
day.
She went missing on Halloween or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what day. I just saw it and it wasn't getting enough traction. I said, you know what? I wonder if people will see this if I put it on my community. And sure enough, tons of people saw it. Even on my Facebook. My Facebook page, I'm not even followed by many people. And random people have been, posting within like my stuff. And I'm like, wait, how are you even finding me? I'm totally confused about this algorithm stuff.
Yeah, I see a bunch of videos and then they're all different. I don't know. I just kind of like I'm still learning the hashtag stuff. Like one of my videos, the one that has Ashley Brooks first in the title, for some reason that is getting more views than the other ones, and I don't understand because I don't know. I'm still learning this.
Dude, I'm confused about it. Like
description and
he's old news, right? People are finding my Darrell Brooks video while Quentin's information is up. The Delphi, I put up short videos on them, and it's like everybody's looking for the wrong crimes. That's how I feel. They're Googling every day Darrell Brooks, and I come up randomly. But nobody's like finding my Quentin video, which breaks my heart because that's the one that almost made me cry, No, but I got some good information, dude. I'm sending you a bunch of stuff probably by like in the morning, so that you have a little bit of time. You might be able to skim the video or watch the whole video, see what they talk about, gain an understanding of why this one stands out like really strongly in my eyes. It's my second one. I have 3 tops that I share about UFOs. Anytime somebody questions it or argues it, and those top 3 usually make them start thinking. I'll start off with number 3. I think it was the Burlington or Birmingham UFO sighting, where a cop actually went to investigate. And when he described what he saw, he's like, dude, I looked up at the sky and I swear it was like a city floating in the air. It was about a football field long and it just flew by me really slow. All of the electronics went off, his car went off, and everything. And then I bring up the Tinley Park one, the one I'm sending you all the info on. So that one's an important one because it was one of the most recent, 2004. And then
maybe that's why I heard of it before, because that name sounds familiar.
Well, do you like Ozzy Osbourne?
Not really.
Well, it was during an Ozzy Osbourne concert, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, so there was an Ozzy concert. Everybody's out listening to the Ozzy concert from a distance, doing barbecues and stuff. And suddenly a guy's like, what the fuck is that? And his friend's like, what are you talking? Wait,
look up there,
what is that? And over 70 people videotaped. I think it was like 77 videotapes total from all different directions.
Hell yeah.
And they actually they went and got the coordinates from, I forget what the meter is called. I have like a digital version on my phone, but you measure from the bottom of the horizon to where the image is in the sky, and it tells you how, you can, if you have 3 different points to triangulate it, you're able to see how high it is, how fast it's moving. This thing hovered for over 2 hours in one spot, and it I don't want to ruin it because but when you learn of how high it was and how big they estimate it was, you'll be shocked. But the explanation they give is the explanation I was giving for years about those types of sightings. And I'm like, I knew it. I called that. Like, you hear everybody, it started off as a triangle, then became like an isosceles triangle, then it became like a straight line. And I'm like, my explanation that you'll hear tomorrow, I've been saying it for decades, dude. Decades. And finally, when UFO Hunters came out, that's when it was explained exactly how I've been explaining it. And I'm like, thank you. It's the easiest explanation, like, for any civilization throughout the universe.
Well, we're going to dust those cobwebs off tomorrow then.
Oh, dude.
And you can't probably, his name probably doesn't highlight because he's mysterious tonight. I can't add him as a mod, so he's
super mysterious.
Yeah, YouTube says he exists, but he don't tonight.
They're probably mad at me.
Yeah, he probably pissed somebody off.
I always piss people off.
what are we going to talk about? I mean, there's a bunch of Delphi shit. There's
We
more
can always
shit,
talk about new stuff like
you know?
the Debbie Collier case.
Well, here's what man, like I did a Debbie Collier video a couple days ago, right? And okay, so I watched was it ATS's stream about
was either
Debbie Collier
ATS or CDT.
or CDT? It was
cover
one
it.
of them. Yeah, and I was watching it and I was like, it was the daughter interview or something.
Oh yeah, that was them. Or allegedly with Britney or Crazy Crime Chick.
No, it wasn't them. It was CDT or ATS. So maybe it was something to do with. Yeah, because I think the night that I did the Debbie Collier shit, the daughter had the interview. I think.
I missed it. I remember saying that I missed that one. I was so upset that I missed it.
Man, there she is. Hey, what's up, ATS? I made you a mod, and thank you earlier for making me one.
ATS news.
I was watching it, right, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this case. So I did a show on it, and after I did a show with Kib Kitty, and after I did the show, I was just like, man, I am so much more confused. I feel like I made it like a centimeter.
No,
mentally. And then I watched the freaking daughter interview, and I'm just like, okay, I am even way more confused. And then I started to think, like the last couple days, I'm like, do I really want to take that on mentally when I have the Delphi and the Ashley Brooks, which I do need to get back to. I haven't touched on that in a couple days. But this Delphi stuff is so much already, especially when we talk to Justice Serve Daily, man. Like, that just blew the freaking doors open. And I'm just like,
dude,
that's a lot.
Collier,
we
ATS
appreciate
News
you.
will
Thank you
verify
so
this.
much.
Yeah, ATS News will verify it. CDT will verify it. Crazy Crime Chick, allegedly with Britney. When Debbie Collier first hit, we were all over it. Like 100% in the trenches. We were getting every piece of information. We were getting information that was being released 30 seconds after it was released because we were down. Now, for me, it was my first case that actually took place that I was participating in. So I started reaching out to all the groups, making comments, answering questions, countering what people were saying that was wrong. I was saying, no, that's not true. Here's the article. Here's where it's located. You can see it yourself. And they're like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Somebody told me that. And I'm like, that's why you can't come out and blah, blah, blah. So I followed it dead set. And from the get-go, the only two people that would have had the ability to do this is they're dumb. That's the first thing. I'm not saying that in a criticizing way. I'm just saying they're just not intelligent people. They make really bad choices. Which tells me if they did it, they would have had to not make bad choices at that time. But it only pointed to two people. There was only two people it could point to. But I did have this third one that I had to keep totally out of the scene, because
why?
Because he wasn't brought up much. Like Amanda and her boyfriend went out to move into Meriden to be near her brother. Then something happened and they came back. Well, what if the brother followed them back? A day after they came back, he committed all the atrocities to set them up and he becomes a sole benefactor and everybody else goes to jail. So that was one of my secret things that I kept under my belt. I was like, it could be, it's like those old, very bad movies where they put the criminal in the first scene of the movie, then you don't hear from him for 2 hours, and then suddenly at the very end, he comes out of the dark and says, it was me. From the beginning, nobody suspected me, you know what I mean? So I'm here, I'm going to kill you and make this easy, and I'll collect everything. A really bad written detective, but you always have to keep that in your mind when you're doing it, because you're like, hey, I can't just focus primarily on the two main suspects that are very easy to attack. And then everybody's like, it was the husband. And I'm like, I doubt it. Look at his zombie leg. And it's no offense to Steve at all, but look at his zombie leg. Dude would have been limping everywhere. He would have been like, what was that guy's name from The Usual Suspects? If you ever saw that movie, Kevin Spacey's limping around, hunched over, and he's talking about this mastermind criminal. And then at the end, he walks out the door, and the limp disappears, and he rips off the shirt, and he's sexy, a really sexy man. Gets into a car and drives away. Something Corgo or whatever. But I was like, okay, well, Steve could be him, but he has his bum-ass zombie leg when you look at it. And that's hard. It's hard to get away with murder when you have rough terrain and physical ailments.
All right, hold on. Because you're talking half gibberish to me because I don't know that much about it. So from the get-go, like, I know that she drove to somewhere that isn't by her house, and I know that she paid her daughter some money and she was at a Family Dollar, and her vehicle was found the opposite direction that she left. So from that point, tell me what you think took place from when she left her house. So, what do you think happened from when she left her house?
It sounds like you got the majority of what transpired, but
not really.
Well, I mean, the way you described it, it kind of is telling. So the main road that everybody's talking about, where she was found was on the southbound side. So if you're looking at a map and you're looking at a road going straight up and down, southbound would be up, northbound would be down. So that's the way you're looking at the map. If you wanted to make it right side up, it makes it a little more confusing because the way that they talk about the highway there, you have to keep it in perspective of southbound is going up and northbound is going down. So
okay, so if I'm looking at the, hey Scottish Queen, how are you doing tonight? I'm only here because it's 2:26 a.m. Oh my god!
All right, Scottish Queen, hello.
Holy crap!
I only see her in like a couple of streams here and there, a couple chats. I'm so happy.
She bullies you.
Oh, Amber, she's a bully. Did you hear her today? She's like, send me the photograph of Keegan Klein's father on Facebook.
I thought it was cool when she was getting on that person that was typing negative and stuff. I was like, you go get him.
Yeah, she straight up is. She does not deal with shit. I'm kidding, Amber. You know that I'll post it. It's funny because I have a Facebook page, and if anybody would message me on there, I could message them back, or they followed me or whatever. But I can't send a message.
They probably can't find you.
When I do
I can't even mod you.
I keep putting it up, and it's like nobody's sending me a message on there, and I'm like, people message me here, please, because if you do, I could say, okay, now it's strictly just a page, it's not personal, and I can kick you messages directly. And I was trying to send her a message, and I'm sitting there typing, come on, please come up, and I'm trying to do a search, and I couldn't find her, and I'm like, I can't do this, I'm just going to go to the group. And then when I sent to the group, Amber, it was so funny because I sent it to the group.
I need to make one of those.
And when I came out, I'm like, hey, Amber, I'm pending in the group. So she grabs the picture, but she doesn't accept or put me in the group. So when I came back, I had to answer these questions. And I'm like, what? She already got the picture. That means she must have accepted this. And then I'm like, okay, I'll answer the questions. So I answer all the questions and I leave. Then I'm like, I wonder if I've been accepted yet. I go back and it says, do you want to continue answering the questions? And I'm like, I already did. And I did it again, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just not getting paid attention to. And I was going to make a comment. Amber always pays attention to me, except for today, but I didn't. But
oh no! And you weren't demanding either. No, no. If somebody's coming in, like if they don't like it, they can just leave. There's no reason to be, spread negativity and crap. Really, Amber, if somebody doesn't like something, they could just leave.
You are the most non-argumentative and demanding person I've ever seen in a chat. Most people are like, you know what, mods? Burn him.
Yeah.
Amber's like, I don't appreciate.
Get the fuck out of here.
Responding. I'm like,
Amber, it was like it was gentle, but it was, just nope. I didn't even see what he was typing though.
Yeah,
I didn't see it, so that's probably a good thing.
It was mentioned. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna time you out, bitch," because I don't play. Simple. I don't play. No, but when you keep that mindset, so the area that
I think he
Jessica
looks like the second sketch. I'm sorry, man. I just
Wait.
saw her comment. I think it Tony Klein. I was looking at it today.
because of the chin, right?
No.
You don't
I
think the
just
chin
wait,
matches him
okay.
perfectly?
When I seen that picture of his, what was his son wearing? Because he's always wearing that flashy. I think he was wearing a Chicago White Sox hat with a Dodgers. It was like a black White Sox hat and a black and gray Dodgers jersey, maybe. And he was standing next to his dad, and his dad's got this big freaking grin, and he's kind of got his. It almost seems like his head's tilted back a teeny bit. And he's got, I think he's wearing like a bright blue coat or something. And when I was seeing that sketch, it was like last night and then through today. And I kept hearing Tony the last couple days. And so I kept thinking of that picture. And as I'm thinking of that picture, I'm like, maybe Keegan, the reason that Keegan was waiting was because his dad was going to meet Richard, and he and Richard did it. And so then I started thinking, well, maybe that's why the frickin' sketches are like that, because if I'm looking at Richard's face and then I'm looking at that sketch, nobody's going to have like a perfect view of somebody's face. It's always going to be like a cloudy image because you're going back in memory. And so I'm kind of like making my eyes go out of focus when I'm looking at them both, like on purpose. And I'm just like, whoa.
Perspective, right? That's what I always preach. I'm always like, hey, perspective is a primary thing when people have a in-person sighting. So you remember, I totally forgot to add that in because I forgot all about Tony for the longest time. Remember when we were talking about it, and I gave my scenario about Richard Klein, and I said, he talked to police right away, right? Well, what if he utilized this ring, and then he said, oh, I've got like this great idea. After he went to the police, he said, hey, I saw somebody who was suspicious on the bridge, and he described the Kleins intentionally.
Yeah.
And this way, those pictures would match the Kleins and Logan very, very, very close, which would
but here's the thing: the one that looks like Richard Allen's the one that came out first,
it only looks like Richard Allen if you make it look like Richard Allen, because remember,
he's got a goatee.
Like Logan, yeah, but it looked like Logan too. He had a mustache.
Tony don't shave, or Tony shaves.
No, I'm talking about the landowner. So the landowner had this big bushy mustache. I mean, it looks like he had some sort of goatee. Plus, they said he must have had like a scarf, that little ascot-looking thing around his neck. They said it might have been pulled up a little bit. People pinpointed him as the man. It was the only one. Look at his walk. Look at his gait. Look at his talk. And
yeah, but do you think he could be walking on that freaking that train track quick?
But if Richard Allen gave the description and said he saw him up there, the police were like, wait, we have an eyewitness who gave us a perfect description of a man that matches this guy on the bridge. It doesn't mean he was up there. It's just a criminal, a murderer, giving false information to police to send them a red herring. We have murderers do it all the time. They leave red herrings everywhere on purpose. What if that's what Richard Allen did? Hey guys, I just want to let you know, police, I was on the bridge that day and I did see somebody. I actually saw two people. Do you have a sketch artist? I can give you a description, because it's not hard. You can make a guy with those old style Irish, hats that they used to wear back in the 20s. You can make anybody look exactly like that by putting a hat on them. It's not hard. Faces are obscured. They're obstructed by hats. It gets pulled down. You don't know how big their forehead is. You don't know the shape of the top of their head. So it's all focused to imagination. Now, I think he gave the second sketch's description to look like Tony, Klein's father. The first one might have been from somebody else. I could have sworn they said a 16-year-old gave that description, gave one. And we know about 16-year-olds always on their phone. They're never not on their phone. Every 16-year-old that is outside my window, they're walking by and horns are beeping. They're almost getting hit by cars because they're strolling out in the road laughing on their phone. And I'm just like, yeah. So a 16-year-old gave a decent description of one person, and then another person that they didn't disclose gave a picture of the other one. It just seems kind of odd that Richard Allen came forward and didn't give a description of people he saw.
I don't know, man. I wish I had like a side by side comparison, man.
But don't forget,
I'm trying to find something.
Don't forget, they also said Richard and his wife belong to true crime groups. I mean, you can't look at somebody and say this guy's dumb enough to be into just a CP ring and then commit murder. If he is into true crime, he knows what they look for. You know, that's kind of telling. He got away with it for 5 years because, you know, he just is into the stuff that he's doing to protect himself.
I don't know if I wish I knew how to make this closer, but how do they like make their screen zoom in closer on this stuff? How do they do
You're the
that?
master of this.
Yeah, how does that work? Like, so I could zoom this guy's. My opinion was he gave Ellie the description of the younger. Get them to stop looking at the older sketch, and then the Ellie.
Right. I agree. Well, yeah. Well, the first sketch that was released was the second sketch made. So, if Richard Allen was one of the first people to come forward, you can only assume that they said a 16-year-old gave that description. But I think it was Richard Allen because he was one of the first people to come forward. Mm-hmm. You could also just try to Google an image of both of them and look for one of the easier ones for a close-up.
Yeah, that's what I looked up. I looked up Tony Keegan second sketch comparison, and it didn't come up with shit.
Oh, just type in Tony and Keegan Kline murderers, type in murderers. Don't type in the other thing, and then just hit images alone, and you should get a whole slew of people that edited pictures, blown them up, and everything. See, I think we're not going to be able to. I think everybody's going crazy, which is why I try to not jump into the chats regarding Delphi, because right now they have somebody in custody, and it won't be long. They only have 30 days to hold them, I believe. So they have to release something. They have to. It's not if and or but. That's why he requested a public defender. They're limited on time. The moment you make an arrest, your clock.
Yeah, you have so much time. Yeah. So, what's going on with the Quentin Simon case? What's new about that? Anything?
Nothing. Videos of grandma crying. So I think people misunderstand my outlook on the Quentin Simon thing. One, when I say the grandmother is just as guilty as the mother, yes, 100%. Dude, you took the children away. You got guardianship from the person you moved in so they can abuse them in a new location. You're just as guilty. Not maybe for murder, because you weren't even in town, but you deserve to get a very harsh sentence that will follow you for the rest of your life. Because you can't just say, well, my one kid murdered somebody by accident when it wasn't an accident. And now my daughter murdered my grandson by accident, but we're not sure if it was an accident. Sorry, I don't care what you've gone through in life. I don't care how far you've come. It's about the actions that you take. If you had a child that did something wrong in the past, and then your new child, you take the kids away, but you don't let them have alone time, they are always monitored, you're doing the right thing. But you don't say, you can't take care of these kids. Now take care of these kids while I leave town. You just can't do that. That makes no sense whatsoever. So for her, truthfully, she's crying. Everybody has sympathy for her. I have very little sympathy, maybe a little bit, but not much at all. She needs to have something that's going to be directly affecting her. It's just a sad situation. That poor kid, Think about it like this. Imagine,
Oh yeah, they are.
EvilleCJ, if somebody bound you, they wrapped rope around you so that you were comfortable, but you couldn't move from your neck down, right? And then they were left in charge of you. And then you died. Something happened. They go into a fit of rage and they throw you against the wall and your head hits a coffee table. That is how this little kid felt. Couldn't fight back, couldn't run, couldn't call the police. He's 2 years old or 20 months old. He couldn't run to the next door neighbor and get help. He couldn't scream from a window, locking the door and wedging a dresser in front of it, screaming for help. They're going to kill me. He had no ability to do anything, but you leave him in a house with a person that you took him from, you gained custody from. That's just horrible. It's horrible. Picture how you would feel if you sat there with duct tape wrapped around your head, covering your mouth, and your eyes are wide open. Your nose, you could smell every ounce of terror coming from your body. Your ears are hearing the screaming words, and all you can do is sit there bound with rope and duct tape wrapped around your mouth, around your head, and you cannot get help. That's what happens.
Is that why you're hidden on YouTube, man?
No. Well, for me, I don't think she literally walked up and said, I am going to do this to my child today.
No, I'm just saying, like, the shit you were saying, man, you should be writing a book. Is that why you're hidden on YouTube and I can't add you as a mod?
You know what? I bet you I'm hidden by accident somehow.
The shit you're saying?
Somebody knows it, and they don't know how. They don't realize that I accidentally, like, dropped my phone and hit some weird tab, and now I'm, like, sitting here, like, nobody can highlight me. I don't know.
I don't get it, man.
But
dude, look at these pictures. Come on.
I know, but
if I could zoom them in, I would.
Do you remember
if I could zoom them in, I would.
The police officer specifically said, a sketch is just that. It's a drawing. It's not a picture. It's not a video.
That's
it doesn't
correct.
mean it looks like anybody. It could look like hundreds of people.
It could.
It can look
but it's
like
better than nothing.
Right, exactly.
It's better than nothing. Just like the other sketch, I can see that being Richard. I couldn't find the link too.
Dude, what the hell? Why is my droid?
Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's YouTube or something. I don't know. I wish you could just. I wish I could just click on your name and do it. That's how you could do it on Twitch. I just click on your name and I can do all sorts of crap.
Today, I think today I tried to share a block of my link, and I think that might have messed something up because everybody's like, "Yes, share your link," and I'm like, "Oh, you know what? I'll take everything from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram." I feel weird about that. Yeah. And when I copied and pasted, the screen started acting weird. So maybe it like locked me out for a month or so.
Oh. Put you in timeout. No, quit being a jerk, man.
You wouldn't believe how many people have in the past, before I started my channel with my primary account, they were like, "You're a total dick, you're an asshole," and I'm like, "Why?" Because I don't agree with your theory. And they're like, "Not because you don't agree with the theory, you're saying that this poor mother would murder her child." And I'm like, "Hey, guess what?
You got good theories, man. You know, hey, let them think what they want." It's like this. I wonder if I even have it on here. Let me see. Because I was trying to make this picture, but it didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I just want to show you real quick. It's something I want to have in my intro when I'm doing my thing.
Oh, and somebody else.
See if it'll put it over.
They tried to overlay the image of the sketches, right? I explained this in another chat. I forget who it was. I think it might have been allegedly with Brittany. Before anybody else started doing it, the moment they arrested Richard Allen, I took those sketches and I was putting them over his face and overlaying it, masking out certain parts. And I realized one important thing. When people are like, "Look at how precise this is," it's not precise, bro. You're a liar. What you're doing is skewing the image so it stretches and fits the face. Because I've done it multiple times. And I'm like, unless I skew his face and I drag and elongate the head, the sketch will not match him at all. But the moment I start skewing it and moving it around, I can make it fit him. Plus, I made it fit George Bush. Plus, I made it fit Michael Jackson. That's how.
Damn, bro. You got too much time. Holy shit.
I'm one of those people that can't sit there when I see something happening and go, oh, well, you know what? I believe you because you're supposedly a videographer and this amazing graphic designer. But when you try to do it yourself and you go, wait a minute, dude, unless you adjust the image, the sketch to match the face, it doesn't precisely match. It just doesn't.
I mean, he's got a chunkier face towards the bottom, but I mean, it's a sketch. It's not perfect, remember?
Right. But if you look at apps, they have these apps out there. You choose the facial shape.
Oh, I know. The Instagram chicks do all that crap, man.
Yeah, but they have it for
forget all that
investigation app.
Forget all that.
If you do it with the investigation app and you try to make
oh, they got an investigation app?
It's not called investigation app. I can't find it now, but it was like paint a face or something like that. It taught you how to sketch faces. And
neat, like the police sketches.
Right, exactly. And every time I did a police sketch, I could
probably draw it.
It really matched really well. And I'm like, wow, I can make I did Jennifer Aniston. And I was like, because I don't care what anybody says, Jennifer Aniston is gorgeous. I'm sorry. And that's the girl from Friends, right? Jennifer Aniston. Does anybody know?
Yeah.
Scottish
Queen said she could make herself look like a supermodel.
Well, I mean,
so the Klein's new Logan? I don't know. Probably, right?
It's a 3,000 person town. There's probably 5 people.
They all hang out with each other, right?
Well,
they all hang out with each other, don't they?
They only have certain hangouts in town.
I mean, hell. Well, yeah. I mean, you got it. Come on, it's in Mexico and freaking Peru. You gotta get bored, and Delphi is probably like the hopping spot, you know. So I'm sure they had to have known him, right?
Like, here's the thing.
That's like the big city in the area.
There was like 5 or 6 people that came right out. Even the girl on Court TV, and she's like, "Who is this guy? I've never seen him before." Right? But it's a town of 3,000 people, and 3 days after he was arrested, or 2 days after, people are like, he's like a really cool guy. He just didn't say much. So it went from nobody knowing who he was and not knowing he was even in town and 2 days later, everybody's talking about how they talk to him all the time. So it's obvious he knew the people in town. There's probably maybe 5 people out of those 3,000 that didn't communicate with anybody at all.
Well, I mean, you can look up your best friends if you're into the same crap. All you got to do is type in Google registered offenders. Oh, this guy, hey, I'm gonna walk down his street, and if I see him, I just might strike up a conversation and be like, "Yo, I know you're into this shit, man. I am too. What's up?"
Speaking of that, dude, there was an app when I first moved here because I remembered everybody was whispering, nobody knows me here. So, like, if you asked my neighbors about me, they'd be like, he's had a few girlfriends that lived there for like a year and then they moved out and they stole all his shit. But other than that, they don't know shit about me. Like, I simply wave if I see them in passing on the street. They try to have a conversation. I just walk right by and go in my apartment. I don't talk to anybody. I don't trust anybody.
It's no wonder you're not appearing on YouTube the way you walk around and talk on YouTube and treat people in real life. What's going on, man?
Oh, no. When I was in Philly...
You really do need to talk about your feelings, don't you?
When I was in Philly, I met a girl at Barnes.
That's what you said. I'm gonna look at it. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead. Here it is right here. Ladies and gentlemen. Right here.
What?
Proof. Where? Your comment from the beginning of the stream. I knew it. You do want to talk about your feelings.
Oh, dude, trust me, my feelings right now.
It's right there. It's proof. I didn't write it. That's your name.
My feelings right now are. I'm sad that poor girl died. That was missing. Like, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
That is the most upsetting thing. I just posted about her, and
thank you, Scottish Queen.
She's just passed, and it's not good. There are so many ways to avoid all these problems and death. But then I also think, well, what if the reason that these people are dying now and they're doing these bad things are because if they move forward in the future, what if they would have became worse people. You know, maybe it was fate that they died at a young age, or, you know, there was a reason that they're pointing out these faces for the world. It's just a scary, sad thing.
And there's so many of them too. It's hard to keep track.
Oh, dude,
It is.
As soon as I went into your, that's why I came in and I sat here for 10 minutes, because as soon as I was scrolling, no lie, I just scrolled a quick thumb through of the YouTube. It was probably like 6 down. A new little kid is missing. And I'm like, I'm done. I can't look at this. I can't.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even bother looking at the name or who it was that had it up, but it was a little boy.
Those are the hardest. You know, the little kids are the hardest ones, because it is a safe place. It is a safe place.
The moment that I saw that little kid's face, and
it's free for all Friday, buddy.
Yeah, it was a little white kid, and I was just like, I can't cover another missing kid. It's too soon. It's too fast. They're all under 16 years old. It's ridiculous.
Safe place. You know, I need to come up with a background that has like a couch and a lamp. You know?
Oh, dude, that would be so cool. You know, for my magic
so
videos,
talk to me.
I was going to call them Between Two Palms, because it's all card handling. So the cards would be hand to hand, between two palms, like between two ferns. Tell me you've seen Between Two Ferns with Zach Galifianakis.
No.
Oh my!
I have not. I have not. I don't. I'm more into like the scary movies and horror flicks, and I don't know, man. It's like the comedies, to me anyway. The comedies just aren't that funny anymore. They might have like 10 minutes of funny, and then after, other than that, I'm just kind of like,
Well, Between Two Ferns was a YouTube comedy thing where Zach Galifianakis would have stars come on, like everybody. Even his
yeah,
friends.
I heard of it.
And he insults.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Like, just insults the shit out of them while they're sitting there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I thought it was a movie.
It's all a skit. They have a Netflix show on it, but they made it after he started making his YouTube series. But it's hilarious.
On YouTube?
Yeah. If you just type in Between Two Ferns, you'll see a show of them pop up.
Because, yeah, he is a pretty sarcastic, funny dude. That Gabby case was, man, that poor girl. I can't believe he left her and took off. Why didn't you just do it there, bro? You know
what's weird?
Like, why didn't you just do it there?
I was Facebook posting,
or just do it without any.
Like, I avoided the YouTube community completely because of the arguments that people had in chat. So I was only posting stuff about Gabby Petito. And some chick came on, she friended me, and then she starts insulting me on my post. Do you know this girl? Is that why you're so passionate? Because, you sound like a psychopath talking about find this girl, help find this girl. And I'm like, she's a missing girl, dude. What is wrong with you? And she's like, yeah, but you're like, she was last seen in a forest. Well, maybe she's hiking. Maybe she's camping. And I'm like, are you a dumb bitch? Is that what you are? Hold up. Let me change your name on my Facebook to dumb.
Dang, bro. You really? Bro. I will set aside one night a week, and we can just talk, man. like you talk to me,
dude. We'll talk about.
You talk to me. Well, I can't wait for tomorrow night, man. This is gonna be great. I'm anticipating like a 4. I don't know what you got going on, but I'm anticipating like around a 4-hour stream. It's going to be as late as we want to go.
So, Scottish Queen, you love good horror. What's your favorite? Are you like the classic type of horror movie person, or are you like the more serial stalker, like Freddy, Jason?
Yeah, Freddy's my favorite. I love Freddy. Nightmare on Elm Street. Those are my favorite.
Dude, do you know what Johnny Depp said about Nightmare on Elm Street?
Going to sleep. Yeah, I watched some little documentary on it. Isn't that crazy, man? He just kind of lucked into it.
some dude just said, "Hey, do you want to be in a movie?"
Yeah,
He's like,
that's how
"Sure,
Matthew
bro."
McConaughey got in Dazed and Confused. There,
I
he was
didn't
just
know that.
walking down the street. Yeah, he's just. That's how most of them got in Dazed and Confused, man. They were just fucking in Houston. They
Dang.
were in Houston, and they were down in Houston, and they were just walking up to people like I think Jeremy Landon was one of. Is that what his name is? Jeremy Landon or something? He was one of them. Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, man. There a good chunk of the cast was just no names that they
Like
just.
what ATS? What thrillers?
Yeah, thrillers too. I like the suspense where you gotta always be thinking. That's why I like to play chess.
Oh, I love chess, dude. With thrillers, I'm also a B-rated. I guess you call them B-rated.
This
Like
coffee's
famous
good.
movies. What would you call the B? I think they're B and C rated movies. I love those thrillers.
Yeah, I love chess. You always gotta think about the move before the move you make, and
I
then
don't
you
know if
apply
this
that
is
to life.
I don't know if this is a thriller, considered a thriller. Did you guys see Memento?
Memento, no.
About the guy who lost his short-term memory ability, but he has his long-term memory. It had the girl that played Trinity from The Matrix in it. And so he can't remember things, so he has to keep taking notes so that when he forgets what's going on and he comes back to reality, he can read through his journal and remember. Well, at one point in the movie, she asks him to kill somebody, and he's like, "I can't do that. I can't do it." So she's like, "You can't?" So she grabs all his pencils, grabs all the pencils on the desk, grabs the paper, walks out to the car, and starts punching herself in the face. And he's like, "No, no, 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 no." And he's running around looking for paper, and he's trying to write it down. And then she comes walking in crying, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, he's trying to kill me. And he was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." But he forgot already because he only has like 5 minutes of time that he can remember until he resets.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good show, ATS.
Which
Oh
one?
my gosh, the show you. Unfaithful, is that the one where the dude or the husband and wife went on like a little getaway to try and rekindle their relationship, and he cuffed her to the bed and then had a heart attack on her?
I think Unfaithful's the one where the girl is the killer and she's doing it all for him.
Oh. Whoa, that'd be crazy.
But was I'm gonna say was because it kind of.
I haven't seen the other season.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna ruin it, but after the second
crappy.
season, I was like, oh man, because you can only go so far with a show if it's modern day with cell phone tracking and shit. You know what I mean?
Well, Scottish will let me see. I'm thinking. I don't know. When are you available tomorrow night? I was thinking like probably getting on around 6, maybe.
I'm
6
cool.
or 7.
That's about 7 my time. If it's 6 your time, I think I'm.
Yeah, I'm in Central.
Yeah, ATS and I are on the same time zone, so we're
Weird
both
spot. Well, it's weird because 45 minutes east of me, it's Eastern, and like 45 minutes north of me, it's Eastern. It's fucked up. But yeah, that's my situation. I don't know what time that would be, Scottish Queen.
Oh wow, ATS news. Yeah, they have.
You work tomorrow night, man? Well, I'm sorry, man. Well, you have to come check out this. It's probably not going to be. It's just going to be a night where it's like dedicated to certain. Like right now, it's just free for all, man. It's just whatever. But tomorrow night is Bigfoot, UFOs, ghost stories.
ATS news, isn't that
and
how
some
it
beyond
usually
belief
goes on? Didn't we have an actual real case like that?
And husband finds out tracked down by.
The husband cheated on, or the husband messed around on the wife. The husband and wife killed the girl, and then they both got arrested for it afterwards. But they were trying to live happily ever after.
Yeah, they just carry on.
Yo,
what was that? Oh, what was that one on Netflix?
And you're gonna miss tomorrow night, bro. So one of the things I'm bringing up is the Tinley Park UFO. First, watch the UFO Hunter Season 2, Episode 1. That contains the entire episode. Then look up the videos that you're going to see. The second thing I want you to look up is a video I'm working on soon to come, the Aurora, Texas UFO. And the reason that the Aurora, Texas UFO should be world renowned and the curiosity of everybody should be risen. It happened in 1897.
Thank you.
So in 1897, they didn't have flight yet. The Wright brothers,
oh my God,
about
dude.
2 to 3 years before flight. But everybody in this small town of Aurora, Texas said an aircraft crashed into a windmill. So if it's before aircrafts were invented, why would they say it was an aircraft that crashed into a windmill? That's why I use it for my go-to.
Well, how is somebody supposed to answer that question, man?
Well, that's the point, because they wouldn't have known what an aircraft was. But for them to...
But why are you asking?
But
why are you asking?
They specifically stated an aircraft crashed into... Well, they don't know what an aircraft is. So obviously...
I know, but how is somebody supposed to answer that question? Like, no, you're asking...
The question is... how.
Like, you're asking me, how does somebody... I don't know, man. If it was before aircrafts were invented and they said an aircraft crashed into a windmill, how am I supposed to answer that question?
But that's why it should be...
You're putting me in a position... You're backing me into a corner. You're putting me into a position where I can't succeed, man. What's going on?
But that's why I say it's my number one go-to.
What's up, man? What's going on?
Anybody that's not like... Everybody that's like UFOs are garbage, they're not real. Well...
It's a safe place.
You can't say that if in 1897 one crashed in a town, a small town in Aurora, Texas. That makes no sense to say it doesn't exist if an aircraft existed before flight. So that makes people go,
yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying. I know you want to talk about your feelings. I'm just messing with you today.
When you hear about the Aurora, Texas UFO, you're going to be like, shut up. Well,
I've heard a lot about Alaska. Do you have anything on Alaska? Because I heard that's like a hotbed up there.
Did you watch The Blacklist yet?
No.
So in The Blacklist, they do an episode on the Alaska Triangle. And
yes,
to be honest, it makes more sense of criminal activity than it does mysterious vanishings. Unfortunately, it's the truth.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't realize it until I saw that episode. Then I'm like, come on, there is not some federal. And then I went, oh shit, there is. There's like so much criminal activity going up there because they don't have good cell service. You can't traverse the area easily. And they do a lot of shipments, and it's fucked up because when you think about it, why would you as a huge company send a shipment through this one, like out in the middle of nowhere part of Alaska when you could just take a main road or fly it out from an airport? So all these companies are making bank by sending all of these very heavily insured trailers through this area that disappear. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you send it there? That's dumb. There's always snow. There's always a blizzard, and the roads are never clear.
Money.
Send your shit through it. Right, exactly.
For money. Yeah, so you got a piece of shit truck that you're about to get rid of anyway. You just send it up there and collect the money for it.
What's sad is they're sending a driver that's never heard from again. So they're like, hey, does anybody want a job? You'll never come back from it, but do you want a job?
Well, I mean... Come on, they have to know better. You know, if the shit keeps happening, they have to be like, hey, you know, Jimmy went missing the other week, and he was driving a truck up to that one spot, you know.
But can you imagine somebody like, oh, shit, so there's a job opening? I'm in.
Well, I guess there are people that put stuff in their bodies that make them not exist anymore. So I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, that's going to be neat. And I like JFK conspiracy stuff too. What's the movie? Is it the Fourth Kind? Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. Is that the one that took place up in Alaska? And the kid... Now, is that based off a true story?
Oh, nice, Phantom. It is. When they say based off a true story, it's...
Is that video real? From the cop car?
No, dude, that's all recreated. So here's the thing about the fourth kind. They took the original notes I spoke.
Ooh.
Then they remade the original notes, right?
Nice, Phantom.
Then they remade the remake for the movie. So they're using the remake and the remake of the remake for the movie.
Oh, wow.
Real.
Wow. So what was true out of that story? The doctor killed himself? Or, oops. I forgot. I'm not supposed to say that.
So there are owls that people see. There are
such a rookie.
Deer, moose. People see different animals with these UFO encounters, and I don't know. That makes me believe it a little bit, because if you saw an alien, I'd probably be scared to death, right? But if they somehow controlled my mind to believe it was an owl, I probably wouldn't be that scared. I'd be like, "Oh, what's that owl doing in my window? Get out of here!"
That is creepy. I don't think I'd be scared, man. When most people would like run from ghosts and things like that, I am the type that approaches.
Well, that stuff doesn't scare me, but an alien from another planet that might have a disease that, I could die from? No, I'm out.
Dude, I mean, it'd be scary as shit to actually have it fucking happen, but I would be so interested in learning it.
Oh, I would too, bro. You're not alone.
That would just take over my fear, and I would just be like trying to understand.
Like, I'm not
like the ghost.
People.
Why are you trying to reach out? What's going on? Talk to me. I'm here.
The thing that bothers me about the whole ghost things when I see stuff, and this is one of the things that I point out, when people are like, "Oh my god, my cabinet's open and shut." Okay, well, if I was a ghost, I wouldn't be opening and shutting the cabinets. You know what I would be doing? Picking up a pencil and writing a note. Hey, EvilleCJ murdered me and it got away with it. So can you have him arrested, please? I wouldn't be rattling chains.
Hey, man, that's not. You shouldn't be saying that. We're on the air here.
Oh, did I ruin your murder plot?
No, I didn't even have one. What are you talking about? I didn't even have one.
But you think about that, like, oh no, the ghost ran across the ceiling. It's pounding up my stairs. What is it trying to say? Well, why wouldn't you pick up a pencil or a pen and write that shit down? Be like, hey, there's money in the wall. Just use a sledgehammer and find it. Oh, there's an earring I want my daughter to have. Please send it to her. Here's her address. It just doesn't make sense. All right.
So do you believe in psychics? What's your opinion on psychics?
I have a whole bunch of videos for you for that, bro.
Let's bring that into the topic tomorrow night too. Psychics.
No, we can't, because that's touchy. I'm going to tell you right now. I refuse to talk about it because, first off, I'm a magician. Everything that every psychic, everybody, John Edwards, Sylvia Brown, everything that they use is part of our mentalism / cold reading tactics. Every single aspect.
That's why they're fake.
One. Well, John Edwards, here's a story for tonight. John Edwards. So I worked for a place called the Bank Corp. We were an e-bank that were part of the Cohen brothers, one of the most richest and wealthiest banks that are out there. One of the receptionists, she came in, she's like, "Scott, guess what I have?" And I'm like, "What's that?" And she's like, "Tickets to the John Edwards show." And I'm like, "Oh God, really? You're gonna go to that?" And she's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be excited." And I'm like, "No, because he's a charlatan. He's fake." And she's sitting there smiling, listening to me. And then after, she walked away, and everybody's like, "Dude, you're such a jerk." And I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "You know her son died, right? And she's been spending a fortune talking to psychics." And I'm like, "Oh God." So I had told her, first off, when you go in, if you don't sign the disclosure that's like two telephone books thick, they won't let you in. Second, if you don't if you don't fill out the billet that they give you, which asks for your name, your address, your phone number, why you're there, who you're trying to reach, what you're trying to ask them, they put it in a billet box that supposedly is locked and never touched, but it has a trap door on the back so they can pull out what they want. So I told her, don't talk to any audience members that are there before you. If they talk about they're about to get married on TV or something, don't tell them anything. So she goes to the show. She comes in tears afterwards, and she's like, "Scott, I hate you. I hate you because you were right." And I was like, "I'm so sorry." And she's like, "They made us sign the waiver. It was about 3 inches thick. They don't even let you read it. Then she said they made her fill out the billet, which she...
Well, why are you signing something you're not even reading?
Because
it's
too
reckless.
long to read. Right, exactly. They do it on purpose. So then she walked in, and after she threw the billet into the thing, she went in to sit down, and her husband see these two people, a couple, and they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And they're like, "Hey, how's it going? This is like our we've been together for 6 months, and we came on the show together. This is a thing." So she goes to the bathroom, and she whispers to her husband, "Don't talk about anything." And he's like, "Of course." Now, he didn't talk to me, only she did. She went to the bathroom, she came back. John Edwards comes out, and suddenly, this is like the second show that they're filming. He says, "I'm getting a guy who owned a restaurant. And over here in this section, he's asking for his mom, a mother figure, somebody who took care of him." And she's like, "That's me." And he's like, "Yeah, he's saying, he's holding a rose and he says, 'Close the book.' Does that mean anything to you?" Anyway, that's what he said. So then the people that are in front, the guy stands up and says, "I want to ask you to marry me." And the girl's like, "Thank you so much." So she sits down and she's in tears. And the husband's like, "Wow, they're getting married. Yeah, I was talking to them while you were gone. I told them we're here for our son." They were plants put into the audience. And
he got busted, didn't he?
Shit. Yeah, he got busted.
He got busted with... Yeah.
Dude, Sylvia Brown told somebody that their daughter is being passed around in a trafficking ring, and she was murdered or something, and the girl came out after 9 years being held captive.
What?
She stole over $35,000 of their life savings until they ran out of money. Then she said, "For some reason, I can't connect with your daughter anymore."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Montel Williams, he was like, "I can't believe I had these people on here."
Yeah, he had her on all the time. What's the dialogue? How do you even say that?
It's Dyatlov Pass in Russia.
Dyatlov
Pass was a group of people who went out for a scientific endeavor and were found dead, and in a very, very weird sense. Scottish Queen, I'm glad you brought that up. That's one of my favorite cases.
Yeah, bring it up tomorrow night.
Yeah, dude, look that up. Like, take notes on that. Dyatlov Pass. And there's also one that was here, I think it was here in the US. It might have been in Canada, that they called the second Dyatlov Pass, which was just as bad. But when you research that, EvilleCJ, trust me, you're going to be like, I have no idea what direction to go with this. Because
I have so much shit to look up, man. You should see my notes, man. Especially from not doing any, like, crime shows, talking about crime too much the last night and a half or whatever. Man, I got so many notes. It's getting crazy. I gotta, like, go through them tomorrow.
Scottish Queen,
I gotta like cut it down.
Dude, Scottish Queen and ATS News, they're pretty cool. They're pretty kick-ass. And Phantom, you are too.
Yeah.
Believe me. You guys have, when I sit there and hear people bring up topics and they're like, I believe in this sort of thing, and then they mention some off-the-wall case that's brand new or something, you're like, oh, so you're new at this. But when you hear somebody mention like Dyatlov Pass or, Aurora, the Aurora, Texas UFO documentary, you know for a fact they're into that stuff.
Wow, we were just talking about that the other night, Scottish Queen, Ariel Castro. I used to live in Akron, and I was right there when all that crap was going down. I was actually there when they were having the vigils every year, because they were each separate, but nobody knew there that they were all connected until they were all found at the same time. And then we were like, all of us were like, because we would see it on the news every year, like each girl's birthday, but you just never connected them. And then when they were all found, it was just like, whoa, crazy.
I will be very, very...
It was a disgusting time back then.
I thought they were kidnapped and taken far away. Like somebody picked up one girl, and another kidnapper was
trafficked.
Like, wow, easy picking, and they went and picked up one. When it came out that
I thought they were trafficked.
Yeah, that too. I mean, all those scenarios came into my head. I wasn't voicing them on YouTube at the time, but there was one circumstance, I think it was the third girl, Scottish Queen, when the third girl disappeared and they mentioned that she was a co-worker with his daughter at Burger King. I said, you know, I'd be looking really close at that Castro guy. And I think this was just in a group somewhere randomly. I wasn't even, I was a guest, like, you know how you could choose guest or sign in. I went in as a guest, and I was guest user 19595678957, some shit like that. But I was like, somebody should look into Castro, because it's weird that he's been at all 3 vigils and his daughter knows all 3 girls. And somebody told me I was stupid and to stop because he's trying to help the family, and I shut up like a coward and ran and cried in a corner. I was like, they yelled at me. YouTube's mean. But I had mentioned that they should look into it because it's not coincidence when one guy's daughter knows all 3 people.
Yeah. He's a creepy dude. Yes, Michelle Knight, yeah. Yeah, and I feel bad for her because she was the oldest one out of all of them. Yeah, and I mean, she's cool because Amanda Berry does a lot of work with like your major news organizations and stuff, doing work for them. Michelle Knight, after she kind of got some help and stuff, she started doing the same kind of thing that Amanda Berry does, but she does it for the local TV stations there in Cleveland, Fox 8 mainly. She'll do stuff like that for Cleveland, so it's kind of cool. They're able to kind of take a traumatic situation and try and make a difference in that area, you know. It does make a big difference when you can turn that into a positive in some weird, sick way. But
see,
yeah, it was
talk about the survivors.
Crazy.
I don't know how they managed to overcome everything they went through. That takes a lot of strength.
Yeah, because with how they were being treated, you know.
Dude, what was that? 9 years of PTSD?
It's pretty much, yeah. It was a long freaking time, man. Because, like I said, like we kept watching the vigils every year on the news, and it was just so crazy when they were all found together, and you're just like, wow, after all these freaking years, like you never would have thought that it was even going to happen. You just figured they just got kidnapped and they got inserted into a trafficking operation, you know.
Right.
Maybe they're in Vegas or something. You know, they got taken to Vegas. You know, who knows? Like,
so yeah, that's
Scottish. Amber.
One girl had the baby and the other girls had to help deliver it. Didn't one baby pass though? Remember, one of the girls had a baby or something and it didn't survive?
Yeah, I think it was Michelle. I think it was Michelle that got pregnant, and then he made sure that, because he didn't want the other girls to get pregnant. He wanted Amanda Berry. Which is Jesus. He didn't want her. He didn't want Michelle Knight. He just wanted Amanda Berry mainly.
So, Scottish Queen, we're not assuming you're from Scotland, but are you from Scotland?
Because crime than anywhere else. I'm an adopted American.
If you are from Scotland, can I purchase a 2x2 piece of land so I could be called Lord, please?
I seen that. How much is that? How much is that for a piece of land?
They are charging like $49.99 or something for 1 foot by 1 foot. But hey, if I could put Lord in front of my name, I'm down with it. But a kid that I played Destiny 2 with, he was from Scotland. I made the same joke to him. I was like, hey, since your dad's right there, am I on speaker? He's like, yeah. And I asked him, and he goes, that's a load of shit. He's like, we don't call people lords here. And I'm like, oh, sorry. And then like, but I am a lord. And he's like, you are, but it's not anybody that buys land. You're not a lord. And I was like, oh, what did I start, man? I'm so sorry.
Yes, he did kick her. Yeah. I'd rather buy a star. That's cheaper. Mm-hmm. It'll, you know. You can just
Yeah,
look
but
up in this.
dude,
Yeah, this one.
they're making a killing because nobody has access
I
to the
know.
full database, and
You
they're
know what
like,
I mean? Yeah. Same
what
shit
coordinates
two,
are we gonna
three,
give
four
them?
times.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just pick any coordinates. Spin the
Yeah.
telescope. That one
What
right there.
star can you see? What's one we haven't given out for a couple weeks?
But there's nothing in that direction. There has to be further out. We'll just name it Neptune Apology. There you go. Oh, that's weird.
Each state has its own section.
All right, I'm going to go AFK for a second. So, Scottish Queen, feel free to keep talking. But are you really, if you're in Scotland, I just want to say one thing about Scotland. Every picture and video I've ever seen, it's the most gorgeous landscape ever. I'll be back in a second.
The golf courses look really hard, though. They look really hard.
Oh, dude, I'm bad at golf, so every golf course is hard.
I love golf. I love golf. I've been playing golf longer. Yes, I'm from Scotland, and yes, you can buy a small piece of land and be a lady or lord. I will get you the website. Well, cool. That would probably be a cool gift. Do you get like a certificate? Like what all comes with like, does it give you like a location of the piece of... Thanks for giving up the website. Oh shoot, I gotta change my banner. My bad. I was just throwing that up for a second. I apologize. I'm new at this. That would be a cool gift. $50 ain't bad either.
Okay.
So yeah,
I had to get creamer for my coffee.
We got to do a night where we play Jackbox, Trivia Murder Party and stuff, man. You ever... You know what? Here, let me go to my Twitch real quick. And let's see here.
Hey, I have an idea that I was going to use for my
this
channel.
T-shirt game.
But I don't mind sharing it for your channel because you and me we're now boys. So, you know that game Hunt a Killer?
No.
Heart just started pounding. So they have a game. It's called Hunt a Killer, and every month you receive a bunch of clues about a fake crime. They make it up, but they make it look real. Just type in Hunt a Killer, and the game will come up. I was thinking about buying it, and then for my channel, we have like every couple of weekends, every like 2 weeks, we'll spend a weekend just playing the game where we break down the evidence and stuff like that they sent us to solve the crime.
How do you play it? Like, what?
Well, it's a
How do you
company
even
that
play it?
makes up. They utilize like real crimes and they recreate everything, like crime profiles with fake characters and stuff. And they send it to you in a big package, and you open it up, and it's supposed to be played with like 2 or more people. It's like a thing that you play with friends or something. But I figured it would be a fun game to play, you know, for the channel.
So how do you... What is it, like a different kind of version of Clue or something?
It's like a more high-tech version of Clue, I guess. You get like case files, you'll get dossiers on the criminals involved, you get a video that you play, and it like gives like, you know, reenactments that are supposed to be the real crime scene and shit like that.
On the computer? Like I could stream it with StreamYard? No?
You get the box in the mail that contains all the evidence. So I was figuring if I just put on a camera and I'm like, okay, so here's the box. Let's open it up. Here's the evidence. I'm going to scan this and I'm going to put it in. I'll post it in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, and everybody gets to try to piece together the evidence to try to solve the crime.
I wonder if there's something... I wonder if there's like a website that we could go to and play something like that too, where the screen can be, you know, where the screen can be broadcasted of whatever game we're playing on, like a Clue or something like that too.
They probably do, but this is this is like cost efficient, and you get hands-on material that you get to utilize, keep, stuff like that. Yeah, just type it in and look it up sometime. And when you see it, you're like, wow, that's cool, because you'll get like an evidence, sealed evidence packages that have
What's
like
it called again?
Hunt, Hunt, a
Hunt
killer.
a kill.
A
Hunt
killer.
a kill.
But I wouldn't mind sharing that idea with you, because this team up is kind of fun. We'll have people joining in the streams like nonstop. People be like, I want to come up on panel. You know what? I just noticed something in the evidence. What? John Doe, blah, blah, blah. We'll be breaking people out their, shells of not being on whatever. Scottish Queen.
I think it would be fun to put.
The prize is solving the crime. So they make this difficult, I guess. Like, these crimes aren't easy to solve. That it gives you super clues, like certain things that are like, standout clues, but you have to figure it out by piecing together all the clues. And a few people that played it, that I have like just seen their review, they were like, this is really hard, but it's fun. It's like super fun.
Hunt a killer, huh? Killer game. Let's look it up. Dang. That's expensive. Box sets, murder mysteries.
Yeah, there's a variety of different price range.
Oh my gosh. These are all different, crimes or something?
Yeah.
Class of 98 killer box set. What the heck? So does it show you what's in it or what?
They show like they'll have an advertisement floating around somewhere where you can watch it, and they give a breakdown. The advertisement's pretty cool too. But yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm going to collect money for it. It's something that I would purchase and be like, hey, we're playing Hunt a Killer this weekend.
Let me see here.
Sadly, I had somebody that I was going to start playing that with. She and I were hanging out like all the time, and she had to go ruin it by saying, my family want to know when me and you were getting together. And I'm like, hey, I got to go home. I'll catch you another time. And I never talked to her again.
Hunt a Killer getting started. All right, here we go. I'll turn this music down. Let's see here. She's probably not here to keep you in mind. Huh?
I think you can actually play
Here's the audio.
Yeah.
Develop your own theory. You are beginning an intense 6-month investigation. You'll receive monthly packages, and each one will build upon the other. Over time, you will collect evidence, develop your own theories, and solve puzzles, all leading to a climactic season finale. Oh yes, you're deep in it now. Go ahead, open the box. Each episode will contain an inventory checklist. Look at this list first. This checklist identifies every item your package should contain. Make sure you have everything. On the back of the checklist, you'll also find information on the episode recaps. More on that later. Now, if you're ready to begin, it's time to start your investigation. You'll be receiving packages from an individual who needs a friend. Start by reading your new pen pal's letter. What type of language do they use? Are they revealing any quirks, interests, or hobbies? Can you even trust this person?
Interesting.
Stay alert. If they make a sign...
Okay, is it me or is this audio like skippy and choppy, or is it just me?
I just think it's probably the feed. It just has to catch up. You know, a lot of these videos are like that. It takes a while for it to download the material.
Well, I don't know. Like tonight, it's just been acting weird. Like, even when I was listening to that intro song that I made, you know, when I started my stream, when I started playing with distortion, it like the volume dropped. Because like in the beginning, there's not a lot of distortion, and then when it goes into the chorus, I flip the distortion on heavy, and when I flip the distortion on heavy, that in those parts of the song, it like the audio was like, it like dropped way down, and I'm like, what the hell? That's not how I recorded it. So did it sound like that to you in the beginning of the stream in my intro? Did my song
really.
like?
It sounded fine. It's
Did it?
raining here, so I thought that the choppiness from this video was just my connection.
No. I don't know, man. Were other people having issues on StreamYard today? When you were in streams?
It's weird. It's like I'll watch one live and it'll be perfectly fine, but the next one it'll start getting choppy when they're playing videos. It's weird.
Huh. Okay. I just didn't know if it was my connection or what. All right, I just wanted to pause that too.
Somebody else is like, they paid for the $25 premium. They're like, I pay for the premium, and the person that's not is getting like the clean feed. They're like, yeah, everything's fine here. We have 400 people in chat, and the videos are playing smooth. But then you go to the person that pays for StreamYard, and they're like,
yeah,
what the hell? Like, I pay for StreamYard, or I will be. I haven't. I pay for it, but I'm not on it yet. It's hard to explain. I haven't done a live, but I pay for the premium for everything. And I'm worried that once I go on, it's going to be like, hi, it's got, and people are going to be like, your stream sucks. And I'll be like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, gosh, dude. Your fucking interpretations and gibberish. What do you mean text? Oh, about the audio. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was weird because I was like, I recorded it. My buddy sent it to me because I had to go to my buddy's house to get it recorded, and then he's the one that used his computer Fruity Loops program or whatever it is, and that's what put the drum beat into it. Because I was trying to make it to where I wanted to play something real, but that it wasn't gonna get a strike on it. So I don't even know if I'm gonna get a strike. I might still, and I might not even be able to use it anymore after this, because isn't it like 3 of those in 90 days, and you get your channel removed, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is it strikes? Is it strikes is what makes your channel?
Yeah, it would be 3 strikes, but like that's why I went.
You think I would
need them? I'll send you the links, but I found Pexels, Pexels, for stock footage that's free. And I also found some free sites for music. It's not the best music ever, but they're really good, because it's also free, and you won't get like copyright strikes on them as long as you, like in my videos, in the description, I put down where the music's from.
Well, I wanted to make my own. I mean, I guess I could always just make my own where it doesn't come close to somebody else's shit.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
But I don't know. I just thought the song was cool, and it matched kind of with the music video matches with the whole kind of theme of the talk most of the time. It's like, just some scary shit going on.
Yeah, I don't know how it works with music, or else I would be like, altering real songs to fit my needs. But instead,
I'll find out when the stream's done. I'll find out. It'll tell me. It'll say copyright infringement. Uh-oh. All right, I better delete this. So who knows? I might have to delete this stream after tonight. We'll find out. Probably when I wake up in the morning is when it'll tell me or not. Probably have to give it time. But I don't know. I thought that I kind of like did it enough to where the whatever you call it wouldn't pick up on it and be like, hey, that's puddle of mud. So I kind of like played it slightly, I don't know. if you compare it to the song, you can tell it's kind of slightly a little quicker in some spots and a little slower in the chorus type, just so I could kind of. I just didn't want to set whatever that automatic crap thing is that came out a few years ago when they really started busting down on you. Is there like another thing on that topic? Is there like a, so I don't get in trouble on this either, is there like a keyword, what do you call it? Like a list of keywords that you should use instead of this? I mean, I know the CP and the unaliving now and things like that. Is there anything out there that I can have like next to me so that way I'm not, you know,
they don't
I
have
can
a
get
list.
used to it?
They have a list of stuff that they frown upon, like it's in the YouTube terms or something, but it doesn't include all the stuff that they frown upon. So for my videos, like going forward, once I start monetizing, because you have to have 4,000 watch hours plus 1,000 subscribers, I've already met the other 2 of the 4 criteria. So once I have enough, I may start getting, warnings or strikes on my old videos, but all I have to do is not monetize them. I'll just keep them up without monetization. But everything moving forward, I'm going to make my own list of translatable words used in replacement. And I'm going to put up the sign for every single video inside the description saying list of translations for, what I say. And I'm going to focus myself on making sure I don't say things that could potentially cause strikes.
So those words can cause strikes.
I guess it's just like YouTube entirely, because if you watch, and I'll just give 2 examples. There's 10 to Life. Everybody knows who she is, Annie Elise. And then you have Stephanie Harlow. If you watch It's a Crime, 10 to Life, and Stephanie Harlow, 10 to Life will get a strike on using certain words, and she'll have to take down her video and put it on Patreon, whereas Stephanie Harlow won't.
So and that's why people have Patreons.
No, Patreon is just, so think about it like this. Let's say you have 5,000 members right now who love what you do and they want to hear and talk to you and watch your videos all the time, and you're nonstop making videos and you're nonstop doing lives and shorts.
Yeah.
You would be better off to get a Patreon, because that's a private section and you can say whatever you want to say and share whatever you want to share, like pictures of crime scenes and stuff. And you can tell them, look, because I can't share this stuff or talk freely here, I'm going to post it on Patreon for members. So they would have to become a member. They would have to pay for membership. For me, if I created a Patreon right now, I might have 1, maybe 2 people that would say, "Oh, I do Patreon." Then you.
So the Patreon is basically because you can't monetize the video. So that's why the members are only able to have access to that content. Right. I get it.
Then you have, for this channel, like my channel will, once we hit monetization, the ability to have a members, section, when people are green and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we get a members section and we can make those private videos. So like if, I'm not going to name the channel because I'm part of the group itself, but there's another channel where a group of people get together and they just talk openly, and it doesn't get monetized publicly. So we could say whatever we want inside that group whenever she's active doing the live stream herself. And she could do lives, she could do private videos in there, and the members section is just for members only. So they can't really fault you for anything you do or say, simply because you're not monetizing the video.
You're not trying to make money off of it, so it's like, because you're already making money off of it because of the Patreon.
Right.
Okay, I never understood that before, because I was like, why did they get? I mean, I thought it was just an extra membership.
Membership is separate from Patreon. So they're 2 different things. You can become a member through Patreon because you're paying for a membership fee for the members section. But Patreon is also a separate section all in itself, where you could do, $4.99 a month member. So your normal membership could be $1.99 so that they can get special early content, etc. Then you can special Patreon group where the membership is $4.99 or $9.99, and that's where they're going to find crime scene photos and all of this stuff that you're going to share your open opinion on what you think. This way, like, let's say that we were talking about Amanda Bearden, but I said, look, I'm not going to attack Amanda Bearden here in this video, but in my Patreon, you'll find out what I want. Well, people want to know what you think, what you're saying about her, what the stuff that you want to, relay. So a lot of people might just purchase your Patreon so that they could be like, I saw your special video. It's amazing, and I have the same outlook. Or they could say, I hate your video. I can't believe I wasted $4.99 or $9.99, and I, unsubscribe from your Patreon. So there are different levels.
Can you still leave the video up for anybody to watch, even though
I'm new at this too? But I think the Patreon, it would only be for people who became a Patreon member. So, like, let's say 2 months down the road, I'm like, oh, EvilleCJ looks cool, and he's got a Patreon page that's been active for 2 months. I'm going to join that group, and I'll be able to see all the videos you previously posted, including whatever you do in the future.
And the keywords can, and whatever the keywords that they don't like, that can just, you basically have to go into your video and mute that part.
You would edit it out. Like, I don't think I've done it yet. I almost did for one video where I did, because I had posted it, but then I went, you know what, I don't want it. But I deleted it instead of just editing it because I wanted it to be smoother. But I believe you would have to go in and edit it, like remove that section or voice over it so that your old, whatever you said previous, would change. And I think I've seen it in 10 to Life where she's like, and guys, right now I'm editing this out because I got a copyright strike on it or something. So I'll just tell you what was here. And then they say it was a news report on this exact case where they stated this. Here's a transcript, and they read it off. Which you can do in your videos too. If you start making a video, instead of just playing the news report, you can actually mute it. Put an image of the new, whatever is on the screen. Like, let's say it's a police officer announcing something. You could put a still shot of him and then read the transcript, and they can't hit you with a copyright strike.
So I could put up something like this.
Yeah. And then
breaking news.
Exactly.
Okay, I just came across that earlier. I was like, oh, that's cool. Breaking news. And check out what I came across earlier, because I was like, what's going on new today? And for some reason this video popped up, so you just want to take a couple minute break and chill back for a minute and see what this funniest love connection ever is.
Yeah, but Scottish Queen also made a very good comment. You can actually
I didn't even see it. I'm sorry.
You can release a video earlier for your Patreons, like a month, like a week in advance.
Or share it a week,
and then share it later.
After
so Patreon
members.
So
then that makes people. Well, I mean, if they're that interested, it makes people want to like
here's an example.
Pay the membership early.
Were you active in true crime with Kylie Rodney?
I was only. I started watching CDT. It was the fall of 2018.
Okay,
is when I started watching her. So it was. I think it started with Chris Watts. I think she was talking about Chris Watts at the time when I first started watching CDT and the true crime stuff.
Example of Patreon though. So AWP came to look for Kylie Rodney, and the moment they found her vehicle, they said, members only Patreon viewing of us finding Kylie Rodney. So, from that point, more than 20 to 40,000 people immediately bought membership so they could see the video first, even though it was going to be showed at the end, like a couple of days later. So everybody buys the membership if it's a big case and you have breaking news. So that's what they did. They said, hey, here's a big money grab. We're going to release the video to our Patreons and members first, and then we'll release it. We'll put a release date of Friday. So yeah, that's a good point that she made. That's another way people utilize Patreon. But all right, let's see what this breaking news is.
Breaking news. Hold on, I got it. I wish I had like one of them things where I could just tap buttons in the ship. Breaking news. Yeah, it's cool, man. I just gotta like, I don't know, because I'm like, man, what if something happens when we're in the middle of a stream? Shit, breaking news. You gotta have a breaking news thing, huh? Right. I want to see what this funniest love connection is real quick.
So you have this great job that helps you meet women.
Yeah, actually.
Are you a bartender or a disc jockey or what?
Better,
what?
better. I'm part-time. I promote for rock and roll bands on the Sunset Strip. And I just have the option of just meeting women all day long.
Yeah.
I love it.
Promoting rock and roll bands on the Sunset
Wow,
Strip.
he's even
You know,
snapping his finger.
Places like whatever.
Kazari's, the Troubadour, the Rocks. You know, I'm just out passing out flyers all day long.
Yeah. Have any of these women that you've met ever turned into a serious relationship, or is it all just kind of superficial?
It's superficial, but gotta tell you, I've had like 40 or 50 like one-night stands just meeting these women on Strip.
Well, I won't ask you to define that. I just take your word. And you say you had to slow down.
Yeah, usually because with these women, I'm usually a very aggressive person. But I usually now, over the years, I'll let them do the initiating. Because, you know, I've been slapped like a couple of times. It's like, whammo, whammo. And they're sitting there going, I go, what'd you do that for? He goes,
Whammo, whammo. I think this dude's full of shit right off the bat, man. What do you think? I think the dude's full of shit.
I think.
What the hell? What kind of intro is that?
I have no idea.
Fucking how many one night stands I've had, and what the hell, dude?
I mean,
what the fuck? It's the funniest one ever, though. So
I'll be honest.
It's probably got to get better, huh?
So I used to do promoting for clubs down in Philly when I first started getting on this team because it's easy. You make a bunch of flyers, you mark down what DJs are arriving, and you just start posting them. And it's true. You meet a lot of women because they want to meet the DJ. They want to have VIP access where they can show up early. They get their own little area. So I did meet a lot of people doing that.
You don't need to be in a rock band.
Yeah, I didn't hook up with everybody. I just met tremendous amounts of people that way. So he does have a point.
Dude, you don't have to be in a rock band to pull a bunch of women full of shit, and there are some blind, desperate ways. Oh my god! I'm sorry. I just don't see this dude pulling down a bunch of women. So he's bragging about it because of the lack of, I suppose.
I'm not ready for it. It's not just like I let them do the initiating.
Uh-huh. Well, okay. Let's take a look at the women that Ray had to choose from. Now, remember, you're going to pick the woman that you think's best for him. First, there's Maria. She enjoys dancing and miniature golf. She thinks that there are some great places to meet men, like bars, beaches, Navy bases. She usually dates once a week, and she says that good looks are not a priority for her, and here's what she's looking for instead.
I'm not a sincere person. Someone that can talk to me, doesn't have to yell at me, can tell me whatever he wants to tell me, because I'm going to either take it and deal with it as I can, or the door's right there if you don't like it.
Next, Dawn, she works out regularly.
Damn, she ain't gonna be dealing with his shit.
Talkative and considerate with a firm chin and larger hands. We asked Dawn if she usually kisses on a first date. Here's what she said.
That's what she...
If I felt it was right, you know, I really liked the guy and I felt he really liked me, I would kiss him. I wouldn't do anything else, just like a little peck or something. I don't think it's too good to, you know, just go all out and start making out on the first date. You don't even really know the person.
Finally, Darcy says that sometimes she goes to
He's like, nah.
herself. She describes herself as, quote, wild at times. She says that lately she's been losing interest in the men that she's been meeting after 2 weeks. Or the men that she's been meeting after, I suppose, she's been with them for 2 weeks. And it seems that a lot of guys approach her at work.
I bet that's who he wants.
Unfortunately, you have to sift through those too. You know, once in a while you'll get someone who will just be completely covered with oil and grease, and he'll just look at you, ooh, baby, you know, will you go out with me? You know, like, I don't think so. 1-900, get real, you know?
Those are the 3 women Ray had to choose from. It's time for you to decide who you would match him up with if you'll do that.
So who do you think he's gonna go after?
I think he's going to go after the host. I think he's going to go for 2. The reason I think that is he feels like, just for this, what we know, he feels like a guy that's like, you're just going to kiss me, not make out. Watch, you're going to make out, girl. He wants to be confident.
Yeah, but see, the first one, that's too much. He's like, no, that's too much work. The second one, he's like, it'd be a challenge, but that's still kind of a lot of work. And then the third one, she's losing interest, but she can be wild at times, and he's probably thinking, ooh, that's a challenge. I bet you I can do this and do this and do this. I think he's going to go after the third one because he feels it's more of a challenge and he can be more successful in that challenge. So you think the second one?
Yeah, I think the second one, but you're probably right about the third one.
And then Scottish Queen, anybody else in chat can vote too here. I'm not saying nothing about it because
Scottish Queen, why don't you come up on the channel? It'd be so much fun to have a conversation.
You all, I'm taking the fit. She don't want to answer. All right. We'll go ahead and play it. There's more people in the stream, but I guess not. Just want to watch. 3? Okay.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll meet the woman that Ray selected here. Everything that happened on their date, we'll do it.
Damn, I guess I should have took a break there. I'm trying to pause it so I don't get in trouble.
This is an old show, too.
Yeah.
Back, Ray's going to tell us.
I picked
You
Darcy.
can tell by their hairstyles. It's got to be 80s.
Wiggy. Well, Darcy, I'll get it. It's Wiggy, right?
Yes, it's Wiggy.
Yeah, nice to have you here, Darcy.
Thank you.
Make yourself at home back there, and Ray will start us off.
We went out. We went to what was it? Actually, we met up at the 7-Eleven.
You met at the 7-Eleven?
Yeah, she came over at the 7-Eleven because if you live in Hawthorne,
there's only Mr. Hollywood.
Hey, so
Hey,
7-Eleven.
all day
I
long.
looked her over. She was wearing some nice,
You
Hollywood.
looked her over?
Yeah. She came up in the car, looked her over, had some really nice sunglasses on, driving gloves, which was kind of neat. And I go, okay, this is great. I liked it.
And what did you think of Ray when you saw him, Darcy?
He was dressed really casual in shorts and like a tank top. He kind of looked pretty dorky. I don't know.
Wow, nice. She called him out. Why would you show up to a date like that? What the hell, man?
Oh, why not?
Yeah. So what do you jump in her car or your car?
Yeah, we jumped in the car, and she did all the driving. She came down from Lancaster. We went down to Hermosa Beach. Then we found out.
Does this seem romantic to you at all? This whole procedure?
Kind of, sort of. It was like
Kind
more
of,
of a
sorta?
friend. It was more of a friendship kind of thing.
So you're down
fun.
in
Yep.
Hermosa, and you're doing
That's
what?
right,
Yeah,
Scottish
we went
Queen.
down to find a nice place to park. Then she goes, "Hey, you want to see my whip?" I go, "Did you bring it?" I go, "Yeah, I brought the whip." So she lifted up the trunk and she brought out this whip, and then so it's in there. And she started
Oh, gosh.
around and twirling around. Then
Oh,
they
shit.
put a couple of Coke cans out there, and she just went, "Wham!" And
Whoa.
she right off. It was great.
Whoa. That was great. That's called run, bro. Run.
So not just another pretty face.
It's not a pretty face. Learning the whip.
Run.
So is this like a bull whip, like one of those 12-foot bull whips?
Yeah, it's a 9-foot leather bull.
Yeah,
whip.
very
Exactly.
sleazy.
You get it at a horse and feed shop.
You what? At Horse and Feed Shop,
Right,
yes.
uh-huh.
And
Oh,
how
Horse
does
and
this come
Feed
in
Shop.
handy, Darcy?
What?
Are you snapping snakes as you walk down the road, or what?
I use it for self-protection mainly.
Nice
and,
Phantom.
Self-protection,
Yeah.
so
He's
no
like,
one
I
can get
like
within
her.
9 feet of you or their eyes.
Yeah, he does.
18 feet, every which way. I don't really use it on anybody. I've hit myself several times with it.
Wow.
So you've had the whip demonstration. Now what happened?
Then we went down to Redondo and stuff. We had a couple of drinks down there. Then she wanted to do like shopping and stuff. So I go, what do you want to shop for? She goes like skull earrings and handcuffs and yeah, kind of neat stuff like that. And then
Yeah, right. She's Wonder Woman.
so we were shopping around.
Right.
Bustier thing. It was like a Madonna black bustier thing. And her favorite color is black. So I go, perfect. So she would, get
Black
ready
is
for
the
the
presence of all color.
That's it. That's it.
Just no black roses, Chuck.
Sorry?
No black roses.
Let
Everything
me
else
write that
black.
down.
What the fuck?
So, you go someplace.
What?
Yeah, we went out dancing, a little place in Manhattan Beach. We got there early, so we just go.
Wow, they did a lot of stuff.
Have a couple of shooters. Boom, 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 boom. Then, we started
It's
dancing.
literally described as a two-fisted drinker.
That's-
Boom,
yeah,
boom,
that's-
boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Wham.
So we went out dancing. We're 4 or 5 songs later. We were all sweaty, panting, and sticky, and just panting like dogs on the dance floor. So we came in, and we sat down. We're just looking at each other and just started blowing each other off, cooling us down. There, start getting towels and stuff. It was kind of neat.
I've never had a date like this on the show. I have to admit, these are things that I've never heard before. So how did this date end?
It ended about like 12:30. We were both on the tired side. She had to go see her dad. So what I did is have her drop me off on the freeway on-ramp. It's really weird. It's great because she doesn't
What?
get around at all. So I was just like, here, just drop me here. You're a little tired. This is the way home. And
So she drops you off on the freeway on-ramp.
Right.
What?
And you walk home.
and I walk home. Yeah. The reason
What?
being is she doesn't.
Dude, he probably
it was
lives under the
5
ramp.
minutes
Who's he
away.
kidding?
I felt kind of
Right.
bad about dropping him off at the freeway, but he insisted that
Or
I
lives
drop him
with
off there.
his
He didn't
mom.
want me to get lost after dropping him off at home,
Yeah, well,
and then
all
coming
right.
back and getting lost. trying
What?
to find the freeway. So
Or did he have his girlfriend at
I
home?
didn't really want to drop him off there, and I'd never done that before. But
Yeah, I've never heard of
That is
anyone
very
who's done that
odd.
before, but I guess it worked for you. So.
Yeah, it was fine. So just a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and I didn't want to.
he sneaked that in, Chuck.
Did he?
He
Definitely
snuck that
cherry,
in. I
cherry.
grabbed hold of his face, turned it sideways, and gave him a
Very weird.
Let's take a look and see who the audience picked.
I'm not seeing Cherry Cherry's
I
comment.
guess this worked.
Oh, you're not?
And we're gonna
Where
find
is
out
it?
pretty soon.
Hold on, let me see.
They picked
right
Darcy
before
52% as a matter of fact.
Scottish Queen.
All the way from Lancaster, if you'd like to ask
All I
what
see is
she
Cherry
wrote.
Cherry 3.
Darcy, would you like to get some more
Huh.
peach margaritas?
I
Yeah,
have my droid
I'd
open.
love to.
yeah. There's a bunch more comments. No, because you saw Phantoms. I like her comment.
Yeah, really weird. Hold on, I'm gonna try to reset this.
Okay.
I must tell you, for all the verbal bravado going on here, I got a feeling that you all had a nice time anyway. Thanks for coming. So we're gonna come right
Oh
back.
wow, they did have a good time.
Love Connection. Just
No
call us
way.
now.
Wow, they did have a good time together. What a fucking change of events. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is a really weird situation. I mean, I didn't much care for her anyway. I didn't care for him either. Those are weird times, I guess.
Yeah. Especially the whip shit, man. I would have been a little nervous after that. I would have been like,
You know
yeah.
what's weird? I've dated, like when I was in Philly, you meet so many people that have all these talents, and it opens your mind completely. Like there's, those tightrope walkers. I met a girl who did that, and I was blown away. That girl had such great balance, and another girl that she did fire. She worked with fire torches, where she would juggle torches, but she also had this. It's like a martial arts weapon. It's like a chain that has a big ball on one end and it has a handle at the other end, and they whip it around. They do all these moves like martial artists, but hers was a sensor that was on fire. So she would light it up, and it was magical watching it. And I'm just like, dang, people are so talented out there. I'd kind of be scared.
It would be interesting. Huh?
I would be scared of a girl that was able to control a boat.
It would be interesting. I mean, I don't know. That just kind of freaked me out because, I mean, if you're just meeting her, who knows if she's got 5 different personalities and you're going to meet 3 of them in that afternoon, you know, and one of them personalities might come after you with one of those. It'd be,
Yeah, right.
yikes. I'm
So,
not speaking on this about my.
Since this is an open night where we can talk about anything, have you ever heard of the story of the possession of Annalise Michel? So it's one of the only times that a recording of an exorcism came out. And did you ever see the movie Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yeah.
I think that movie contained the actual recordings from the Annalise Michel story.
Annalisa Michelle?
Yeah. It's the possession of Annalise Michel. So this happened, this could be wrong. I haven't covered it since 2013. I was a blogger at that time. I believe it happened like in Germany or something like that. And it was a small town way long ago. This was so long ago. I forget the exact date, but it was way before the 70s. Like way before, probably decades before. And this girl started experiencing all these weird, traumatizing experiences. She had, like, it seemed an allergic reaction to religious artifacts and stuff. And at one point, she
some of the
stopped eating.
pictures.
Yeah, she stopped eating.
Yeah.
And
man.
they said she was speaking in tongues. But later on, you find out that the area that she's in, they teach Latin, French, German. So you know how, like, in America, if somebody speaks Spanish and English, everybody's like, oh my God, you're so amazing, you're bilingual. Well, these other areas, people speak like 6 languages. It's fucking insane how they're so much more educated than us, but we think that somebody who could speak like English and Spanish or English and French are like amazing. But later on, they say that she learned this stuff in school. But when you hear the recordings,
She ate spiders.
dude, when you hear the recordings, you will be scared. Just throw that out there.
Really?
See, I'm not seeing this on my droid. The reason
Are they on the YouTube? Are they on YouTube? The recordings?
dude, just yeah. The
Yeah?
recordings are all over the place now. I just saw Scottish Queen put up something about yes, she's seen it, and I also see that you're putting up Scottish Queen about the spider. Dude,
Yeah.
it's not coming up in my fucking droid chat.
No shit.
Oh, there it is. Now
We should look into this. We should look into it tomorrow
want.
too. I'd definitely like to hear them
That
recordings.
story is not something you want to talk about with other stories. That's a totally separate one because there's so much detail behind it, especially after she was dead. Like, after she had
Let's
died.
make it a show next week.
Yeah, we could. I mean, but
Instead of
seriously,
night. And, yeah.
I'm gonna warn you, bro. I strongly encourage people never to listen to it unless you're like in a room with a few people. Like, listen to it with people. Don't listen to it alone, because the sounds you're going to hear. I was really into paranormal research at the time, and I was playing this by myself nonstop for days, listening to each and everything she would blurt out, and I'm like, geez. And at one point,
like demon shit, huh?
Yeah, it was driving me
Like
crazy.
demon shit.
But when you hear the recording, it's scary. Yeah, Scottish Queen.
Hey,
right.
Phantom, do me a favor. If you have any information or links you want to send me for the stream, you can email me at EvilleCJ@gmail.com, and then I can just pull up them links and put them right into the stream. Whether it's Google information or a YouTube video or something like that, just go ahead and send me it, and we can always add that stuff to the stream.
I think I still have it on my blogger. I could kick you my my
Yeah.
blogger link, and once you open it, it gives a brief synopsis. Not a brief one; it's like a couple pages long, but it puts the video of just the recordings right at the bottom.
Wow.
And when
Man,
people heard it, they freaked out, dude. Like, people that I was really close with for a good 2 years stopped talking to me completely. Their family members said I was sick for posting it because now the person's going, like, they have to get therapy. And I'm like, holy shit.
Well, yeah, because you're hearing the shit that the spirit was fucking saying, you know?
Well, don't
like
forget,
you're hearing the word. It's being spoke.
Recently, people have. So for me, I've actually in New Jersey, there were a few exorcisms that I had gone to with friends because we were into paranormal research, and I'm like, I want to see it. And honestly, their voices aren't changing much. The frequency that they were going to, and the church is like, this is real, that's the devil. And I'm like, dude, come on, I'm in here, I'm standing here, the person's not scaring me at all. They're not super strength, they're not speaking and no, we know this is real. And I'm like, okay. And I wasn't haunted, I wasn't chased down. So when I picture a demon, if demons are real and demons are coming through people, you're not going to just hear them change the slight depth of their voice or a deep thing. It's going to be, if you're a demon, you're not going to come out and be like, hey, I'm a demon. You're going to come out and talk in a fashion that is divine, echoing, something that you hear, you feel, you sense, you smell. But I've never encountered that. Every single one I've ever dealt with. And listening to the recordings are scary, but I don't get that, my entire being is quaking from the evil divinity that's coming through this, this voice. So when I hear that, you have to have a fucking 6-year-old kid who's possessed that picks up a 300-pound man and bench presses him 9 times going, do you think I'm a demon now? Yeah, right. You're a goddamn demon. But when somebody says their amazing strength, they flipped over this teacup and it broke. They moved the bed against the wall. Dude, come on.
Little kid.
The reason I mention that, I have a book about poltergeists. Well, it's not poltergeists, it's ghosts. And this one cop said he walked into a room because the parents said, this was in the 1940s, the parents said they can't control their child and they think there's a spirit or a demon that's helping him. So the cop says the reason he got into paranormal research was he walked in the room and the kid's sitting on the love seat. And he says to the kid, so is the thing here now? And he goes, yes. And then he said he watched the love seat and the child rise into the air 8 feet. Now, he didn't take a picture, even though he brought a camera. He didn't record this. He just wrote a book on it. And I always said, guy, I personally, when I saw my object in the sky, I tried to take a picture, but I had a BlackBerry Pearl. So go ahead and laugh, everybody. I was a big BlackBerry freak, so I bought the BlackBerry Pearl, which was their first flip phone. And I was like, I've got the coolest BlackBerry on the planet. I work in an office. I'm so fucking amazing. And my girl who had an iPhone, I'm like, babe, go outside and take a picture. My camera sucks. It was horrible. And she's like, I was in Jersey getting my hair did. And I'm like, you bitch, how dare you get your hair done when I see a UFO? I can't believe you. But yeah, I tried. I took about 12 pictures and you couldn't see shit. Like it was like the sky. So when I hear a cop say, to get a good picture. Well, when I hear a cop say, I watched the couch get lifted 6.5 feet in the air, but I didn't take a picture. I was too frozen. Bro, when I saw what I saw, I wasn't frozen. I was trying to take picture upon picture upon picture. Sorry, but when you have a camera and you know you have a camera, I don't care. When people say I was too scared, I don't believe you. You're full of shit at that point. You have a camera in your hand and you're not taking pictures of something, I'm sorry. If it was Godzilla's foot coming down on you, I understand why you're scared because you're about to die. But you see a little 6-year-old kid floating in the air on a love seat? Yeah, take a fucking picture. There's nothing to be scared of. What's it going to do? Tell you to put the camera down?
I just keep picturing a little kid bench pressing somebody 9 times going, do you think I'm a demon now?
But, right? Do you not agree on that? You would assume that something that
because that little kid would probably be looking at you all weird and shit. Yeah, I can imagine. Then you're probably like, holy fuck. Yeah, I can imagine.
When I was a kid, I begged my mom to watch The Exorcist. I'm not bullshitting you. Now, I told everybody knows I grew up in New York. So I'm begging my mom because it came on TV and she's like, you're going to bed early because The Exorcist is coming on and you're not watching. I'm like, please, please, please. And I kept throwing a fit. She's like, fine, you want to watch The Exorcist? Fine. You're going to watch it. You're not going to close your eyes. And I'm like, I promise. Bro, I was so scared. Like I was waking in my boots. And you know, the parts of it that freaked you out, like the demon face that nobody saw, and then they had to remaster it so you could see it better. I could see it. And I'm like, oh, that mask is scary. That night.
Yeah, they did good for that movie.
But
like,
bro,
with
like my dad was in
the makeup and shit.
And he has a cot in their room, right? And I'm like, Mom, Dad, can I sleep in here? And they're like, no, you little pussy, go back to your room. And I'm like, I can't, I'm so scared right now. And I started crying like a little bitch. So my mom's like, sleep on the cot. So I go and I'm like, I want to sleep with you. And I'm admitting this, you guys, just so you know, I was a scared little bitch. And I'm like, I want to sleep with you. And they're like, no. So I'm sleeping. And they had this digital clock. And I remember my eyes open. And I see the clock. And I swear to God, it said 3:01 a.m., right? Then the cot started quivering, like shaking. And I pissed all over the place. I peed right there. And I'm crying. I'm a little bitch. So then my parents wake up. They're like, you peed in bed? And I'm like, shut up. Don't tell anybody. And I'm crying. I go take a shower. I get ready. I go to school. And then they announce, so everybody, I know you were sleeping, but New York had their first earthquake in a long time. And I was like, oh, fuck. It was an earthquake.
Yeah, man. Ohio's had
it. It happened. I got so scared I peed in bed because an actual earthquake happened, and I thought it was fucking a demon possessing me.
Oh man. Well, that shit had to be scary. I mean, just watching it is freaking scary. Yeah, it is a good movie, and it is. Man, they did a superb job with the effects and the makeup for the time period that they made that movie too.
Oh my God, yes they did. And it's not
I just noticed,
like back then you could be scared. We don't have the technology we have now, so they can like superimpose shit, green screen shit in. We didn't have that a lot.
It's not as good. Yeah.
But with The Exorcist, they didn't need that, man. I believed it. Even though in my mind, I knew they must have had a fake wall and it was not a real room and the bed's just on like a forklift. I was freaking shit. Like, that's scary.
Don't you know about all the shit that happened on the set with that movie?
Well, that happened there was a lot of stuff that happened with Linda Blair. That's who you're talking about. The stuff that happened to her and the weird, like, things falling down and injuring people. Yeah. But Poltergeist had the same thing. And the girl, Carolyn,
they did.
She died.
They did.
Pneumonia.
Yeah. That's right.
Pneumonia.
And they had somebody die on set when there was like, they had a scene with all that water. There was like a whole bunch of water. And I think somebody died in that scene too.
That's just crazy, man. That's you know what sucks? And I hate to say this, but a lot of those filmmakers and directors back then, they are now getting like arrested for shit that they did that was fucked up.
Yeah.
They got away with, like causing injuries. Most of those deaths could have just been from somebody going, you know, it would make this movie amazing if somebody died. Like on set.
Like that dude getting killed in a helicopter on one of them movies.
Oh, yeah.
Landed on him. Some popular actor. I can't think of who the name is.
You got some sick people out there that are like, this movie sucks, but we're going to make it good. Let's just cause an accident. If somebody dies, somebody dies. If they don't, they don't. Who cares? But at least we're going to have an accident on the set that everybody's going to talk about for decades.
Like that shit with Alec Baldwin that happened, in the beginning of the year or something, where he accidentally shot that director or something, you know?
It was the prop person.
It's crazy shit, man. Is he even getting in trouble for that? I don't know anything about. I haven't heard shit since
I don't know.
All happened.
Because that legitimately is involuntary manslaughter. That's why they created involuntary manslaughter, something that happened that occurred from an accident. And people are like, that prick should have known. Dude, he's an actor. He's not like a gun specialist. Even if he likes guns on the outside, it's supposed to be a prop. Like, remember when Brandon Lee died? in the
Yeah,
car.
that's a good movie too. Oh, what a good movie.
Yeah, but the prop guy handed out weapons, and why are there live rounds?
Yeah,
It
mixed
goes
in
on.
and a lodged. It was part of a lodged. There was something. It was part of a lodged blank. A blank got lodged in there,
Yeah,
and then they put another blank in there, and the one blank shot the lodged piece out. Yeah, that was sad, but that was a
not only
great
that,
fucking movie.
you
What a
know
great
that blanks
movie.
can kill somebody, right? If you know how they have guns that have blanks and they put it to the person's temple, they fire the shot, and it's for a movie. Well, that wad that comes out can kill you if it hits your temple hard enough. So accidents like that occur all the time. Now they just superimpose the gunshots. They're like, oh, okay, so bang, bang, bang. Good. Now turn left, bang, bang, bang. All right, spin right, bang, bang, bang. And they're not even pulling a trigger. Why are they pulling triggers in these movies? They don't have to. They superimpose the gunshot, the smoke, the blast. Like Deadpool, do you really think they ran around shooting somebody and going, okay, cut? So, stuntman, good job. Bulletproof body armor, awesome. Now we're going to superimpose Ryan Reynolds. No, they just superimpose the gunshots and the
I mean, and we should. I mean, we have the technology now, and it's safer that way. You know, I imagine it would be the prop manager who handed him the gun. Yeah, I heard she was pretty. Well, they said something like it was underfunded, and she had like the job of 2 or 3 people or something, and so she was spread thin, and that's the reason why they blame it on the prop manager for not. Yeah, it never is. No.
The special effects themselves are not expensive. Like for the gun firing, it's less expensive than to put a mountain in the background or a desert in the background. They charge more for the bigger scenes than the smaller extras that they throw into the movies. So it just makes you wonder, why are you even bothering having a firing pin? There's no point. The hammer, okay, put it on a spring. There, a spring with a rubber band. Pull the trigger and the hammer looks like it goes off. Big deal. Done deal. Just superimpose bang bangs. Pew pews.
Pew pews. Now you're sounding like the dude that we watched on the freaking Love Connection there. Wham! Yeah. Boom, boom.
But I'm not defending the Baldwin. Like, to be honest, if I was on set, and even with the stuff I have, dude, you know those, the Wii? Well, I used to have the gun for that. There's no real trigger except if you put the controller into it. But even then, I was practicing, gun safety with a plastic thing that didn't even have a place for a bullet to go. It held a controller. So yeah, he should have been a little more cautious. But he's Alec Baldwin. He's that arrogant, very
machismo.
Right? Yeah. So of course he's gonna pull a trigger. He's gonna go, oh, so I have to point here and bang and pull the trigger. Just pull the trigger. But I bet you if it was Christian Bale, he wouldn't have. If it was Keanu Reeves would have had his finger off of the trigger on the guard, and he would have been like, so you want me to point the gun here, right? And then I'm going to just boom. And he'll push his hand forward. He'll be like, and then I boom, boom. And then
He's badass.
He is. Did you ever see him on the gun range?
Who would have thought Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure to that? Who would have thought?
Well, I would have thought with Keanu Reeves that it would have went further. But no, did you ever see him really on a gun range?
No.
There's a video. He's the real John Wick, dude. I'm not bullshitting you.
Oh, yeah.
Just Google search Keanu Reeves gun range. Bro, precision shots, switching weapons, cocking, loading, reloading. He is the real thing. He's the real deal. Nice. I would hate to get into a gunfight with that motherfucker. For real. Nice. I don't care how many people I had with me. You, me, and the rest of YouTube surrounding him in cars. He would probably kill us all. He is that precise with his shots.
That would be cool to see.
Oh,
breaking news.
Oh,
hold on. Breaking news.
There it is.
I need to go to sleep. It's 4:17 and you two are keeping me up. Yeah, I gotta hop off myself too.
Straight out of New York. I'm here. We're talking to CJ. CJ's on scene with Scottish Queen. CJ,
yeah, look at that shit. She's ready to go to bed. She should have went to bed a long time ago, but we've been keeping her up. But I have to end the stream too for the night, but be back on tomorrow. It's been fun hanging out.
Dude,
I can't wait to get into the shit tomorrow night.
Hold on. I'm gonna jump out and pop my link for my Facebook page in the chat so you can send me a message. This way we can exchange videos and stuff like that there to make it easier. So it was nice being on panel. Thank you again for having me. Everybody who's
thank you, buddy.
Everybody that watched, thank you. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff for our boy.
Please. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man, for hanging out. And I can't wait to get into this shit tomorrow night. It's gonna be something special. You know, have different shows. And we'll be back to the crime stuff on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But I think we're going to leave Fridays for just whatever you guys want to talk about. Whoever wants to come in. It's whatever you guys want. And then Saturday is just going to be some special stuff that we'll talk about. So I want to say good night and thanks for hanging out. And I appreciate it. It's so much fun. And I think I'm going to end the stream like I started it if I can do it correctly here. Yeah, and I'll, go ahead and send me the link. And then I got or you can just search for me, EvilleCJ, on Facebook. All one word. I believe it has the same picture, I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this screen, and then I'm going to see if I can get the song to work like it did in the beginning. Good night. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and thank you, Allegedly, for hopping in and being up on panel, man. All right, we're going to go ahead and bounce. And I hope you have a peaceful and positive evening. I'll try and make a better version or copy. Kind of picky about this one, but this is what you get for now. How do I do that, man? If you can email me, buddy, email me a link, and then I can probably admin setting, add a message button. Yeah, see, it's like it's when I go into distortion, it's like it's dropping the volume for me. I don't understand that. And it's not this copy because I listened to it a crap ton of times before I even did this, and it was like completely even. So I'm not sure what's up with this, if it's me or if, I don't know. Admit settings, and have to add a message button. Okay, I'll try and look at that. It did drop in volume. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe because it's too loud. I don't know. Let's see. No, it just drops. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and make a new one or something. I don't know what's up with that. All right, I'll try and mess with the administrator settings tonight and add the message button, and then try and get that shit squared away. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you hanging out. Can't wait for tomorrow.